Hello and welcome to Cherry Hills. We are at the end of field 1 and we're actually going to do some ploughing. We did a little bit of this field ploughing, a couple of off camera really, actually, thinking about it. Sorry about that. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to do the extension. So we are set up. I'm just going to turn the hood on. We will lower the plough and we're set up with GPS mod. That's going to control our line. Just make sure I have. We are going to extend out the row. So we're basically taking what was, we're a little bit wide actually. And I will fix that. We'll do the entire row, go all the way back. We did a little bit up to there, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to let us, when we do that row, control how this edge comes. Okay, so we're going to lift that, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to fix this before we actually move forward. Yeah, because we're on the I think it's actually the way this plough works, to be honest. You can see it kind of pops out on the sides a little bit. I'm just going to take this down to the end. Should have actually done the red line at the bottom of one of those kind of sticky out bits there. But it's fine because we are able to go a little bit wider. We've done the far side, so we straighten out the far side. We're just evening up this edge so it is consistent all the way along. I think it basically will be fine. So we're just going to sort this out. We just need to left that. A little bit too far, but it's fine. Okay, so we've done that. Good all the way. So the trick with this is I'm going to use this to go up and do this edge. You can see over there we've actually completed the combining of the two fields. I just want to turn the track here. This is actually going to join up to the little line that we did earlier, and then we will have that merged up at the top. So yeah, we will kind of combine in the two fields here, and then we'll actually split the two fields. Well, we have actually split them. Actually, we've done a kind of a bit at the top. What I'm trying to do here, let's say, I'm going to use GPS mod to basically create a line. We'll actually combine this up. Yeah. And just this is not the way to do it, by the way, but it will do. So we are basically just creating a line down, and we'll do one up, and then we'll tidy up that top edge once we're done. This is basically how we're actually sort of extending the field out. As you can see, it's actually, you know, we're adding quite a bit to the new field. After we've removed all the trees, we're going to still have that kind of brush. The flowers and stuff, and that's just because of the way the map's done. They are kind of a fixture almost. That we can't get rid of unless we go into the map editor. So it's fine. They don't affect growth or anything like that. They just look a little bit odd. So we've essentially, you know, we kind of removed the dirt. We're now on the plowed field. This obviously hasn't been fertilised or anything. But once we've actually done this, we'll have a nice big field. This is quite a big field actually going to become. That's actually really cool. So let me just left this here. I'm going to just tidy up this edge. Luckily, this is actually edge we started before, so it's actually, I think it's actually remembered what we did before. Let's just lower the plough. No, it hasn't actually. We need to move it across a little bit. Interesting. Very interesting. We've actually need it to be further. I don't mind it a little bit off. It's only a little bit. Take this back some and straighten off again. Okay, that's fine. So that's, you can see we've now squared that out, and we'll just take a look at the rest of the section. So some of this here is from the original field 2. So this is all field 2, if memory serves. As you can see, it's all curved. So that's all original field 2. And we've ploughed out along this line here. You can just see where we ploughed out. And that's kind of gone into down and across. We ploughed this all the way from the bottom corner. So this is actually straightening out this far left edge as well. So what we're going to do, we can turn around here and we can reset here. I'm going to move this across a bit because I don't want to lose those bits that are sticking out there. And then we can lower the plough and we can plough out this section here, for instance. This will basically take up all of this. What we need to do with the roller, as you can see, we rolled off the bottom of the field 2 last time, and we kind of separated them out, so they are separate fields now. But what we need to do is we need to take the roller and essentially kind of take the edge off this piece so it doesn't stick out as it does there. That way we are ensuring that the entire field is properly squared off. And so we don't need to it's just essentially do the lines. Because we've got this as a headland now. We can use it as such. And we just need to plough, so we just need to plough this out. And yeah, and once it's all squared off, we've got a nice little bit of extra field. Quite a big bit of extra field. Oh, we stopped. Oh, that's right. To the edge of the field there, that's fine. We don't actually want that on, because if we have that on, it actually stops us doing what we're trying to do, because the field is ended and we're trying to go past the end of the field. So that's something to remember if you're using GPS mod for this, is of course if you're extending a field, GPS mod doesn't actually know you're doing that, so it will stop the tractor if you are doing anything like that. Kind of using that option there. We won't continue too far into this field. We can lift on this side, it's fine. Basically just auto so cruise control our way through this. So this is quite straightforward little task. So we've evened out, we will have evened out effectively the old field 2 bottom now, and we're into the area that we cleared. So it's quite an interesting thing to do, is to reshape a field, and it gives you a bit more space, and can actually be a little bit of a project, as we've just kind of seen with this. This is quite a project. We've had to clear a huge amount of wood. We recovered essentially over 6 million litres of wood, of logs, and to actually get this cleared. And then, you know, we've had to do the stump grinding, which was in itself not a huge task, because we found a really useful piece of equipment that enabled us to do it really effectively. And then we've got the ploughing, essentially. We use this square plough because it means that we can do the edges so much easier. It's just a little bit less tedious with the way a sort of a kind of a sloping plough works. So we use that. We straighten everything out. This is actually going to be an interesting field. It's going to have quite a little bit of a hill in it as well. But it's going to solve a lot of our niggles that we've had with field 1. Field 1 was probably the most awkward field that we've had on Cherry Hills. It's the most awkward one to deal with because there's a lot of it. In the bit that stuck out, there was a lot of essential crop that we could have used. So losing that section and just ignoring it was not a viable plan. So we squared it off. The squared off section worked, however, it still wasn't the best. The field was quite difficult to manage, so we went for this approach. This has actually meant that it's going to be a more interesting crop field, and it's a bigger field. I'm not sure how many hectares it will be actually once we're finished, but it certainly will be bigger, a lot bigger. We'll probably double its size by doing this. So I'd say we'd probably taking it out. So from the original, I think it's 16 hectares, we're probably taking it out to over 30. Yeah, I think we're probably taking this out to over 30 hectares, so that's pretty good actually, by basically doing this. So what we're going to do is, whilst I finish off this, I'm going to time lapse it, or you don't have to watch all of the work. And then once we've done that, we will pick up with do a little bit of the rolling, and then we'll be done. So yeah, I'm going to time lapse the rest. So let's catch you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. We're nearly finished. And so as I've been sort of working through this, I've kind of picked up there's actually a few stumps left. So the ploughing has actually revealed a few hidden stumps. So once we've kind of finished this next little row, we'll go and grab the stump grinder and we will clean up those 2 or 3 stumps that I can see, so they don't cause any problems. They shouldn't. I mean, basically we ploughed over them. I think they will be fine. Essentially, they haven't stopped the plough, and that's the thing I would actually have thought would have happened. But there's one just there. There's one coming up here, and there's one there. And I thought there's one other that I saw as well. So there's 4, I think, that I've seen that we can basically clear out. So we will basically say we've got one there. I will leave the plough out because I don't know if when we, because I've never actually had this issue before. So let's just go check. Whoops. All of this sort of brushy stuff here. That's essentially what hid it from view initially. You can't actually see it. When you're at ground level, you don't necessarily see it. Okay, let's go grab. There's the piston billets around here somewhere. This should do the trick. I would get the other stump grinder, but essentially it is a bit more of a hassle. Okay, so turn on the wood crusher. Turn on the wood crusher. And then we need to have an aerial view. You can see it. So we've actually, it's quite a huge field now. If you look at it, it's actually really big. Okay, so we should be able to see. Yeah, there's one over here. Let's see if we can get this one with the cutter. So there was a trick that I discovered whilst doing this, that you have to attack them from a particular angle to get the best possible chance of actually we might actually have to switch to the other stump grinder if this doesn't want to. Oh, we had it a little bit there. So I do like this Brooks, but unfortunately it does stuff like this. And let's try it from a different angle. And if it doesn't work on this side, we'll have to grab the other stump grinder. There's enough of that sticking up for it to be achievable. So I don't know why. Okay, what we'll have to do. Sorry about that. And let's put this back. Grab the other stump grinder. The one this is a great for cutting trees and doing it all in one. When it cuts a tree down, it actually has a much better chance of cutting the stump. but when we have the other guy, when we try and do a normal stump, it's not as efficient. It can be a bit of a pain. So we'll put this back over here. We've got all these trees here that at some point we're going to have to cut down. Okay, let's pick up. Let's take the pickup over because the pickup is so much quicker. Especially for this piece. Get it across the field. Yeah. So we've got about 4 of these I think we have to do, so it is fine. Let's get the low loader unloaded. Oh, this is I do like this this stump grinder. It is very good. I don't remember how to actually work this. Oh, that's right. You do actually have to kind of it's really weird actually. Basically, not all the controls are on the same thing. So to turn it on is on one view, and move it up and down is another view. Let's get this right. So you've got to go north-south against these. Which is all we try with the piston bill, as you saw. But it doesn't quite work. So let's get kind of zoomed out a bit so I can see. Oh, there it is. You can see that it's the one over there is actually in a little plot of flowers, so you can see how it got missed first time out. And that's gone. So it has actually ploughed through it. So basically we shouldn't need to re-plough anything. This one's way out in the open. It must have been in a big clump of grass. Anything I can think of here why this one got messed up was me rushing. I kind of got into a groove with these. Right, there's one more. I'll try to see it. Ah, there it is. This one's kind of a half. See why that was missed? It was broken half piece. Right, I think we have got all of the stumps. Oh no, there's another one over here. Great thing about having doing this when the field's ploughed, of course, is you can actually see you know, the ploughing actually has exposed the stump, so it makes it easier to spot. So we have, I think, famous last words, but I think we've got them all. let's take this off the field, and whilst we go off, we will just give a scout around, see if we can see any white that is the stumps, and I don't think we do. So we'll take this over here, and then we'll just do the last little bit on this. We'll just show you the edge, doing the edge. I don't think we'll do all of the edge on camera. I think we'll finish it up, but we'll just show you do kind of separating out the two fields at this point, and creating the actual proper edge. So in essence, what we need to do is just back up a bit. We need to move this over to there and bring the tractor into the line. If we drop the roller, no, that's too far. It is way too far. Actually, massively too far. We will need to replow that edge. Let's drop the roller. I can probably I will replow this far edge actually, because this is, we've lost quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but we've lost a bit. It's messed up our nice straight edge. That's a bit too much. Or we could just, actually, we could probably just run the roller all the length, even out. I'll do one or the other, I haven't decided yet. But effectively, now we just go to the end. We've got quite a lot of, that's a lot of field to actually roll. Wish we had a wider roller, because this is literally what 3 meters, so it's a very narrow roller. So this is going to take some time. So this is probably what we'll do, is just do this and then back once, and then we'll sort of call it a day for the episode today. But as you can see, we now have a nice big squared off field 1. That we can, I'm not going to replow it, but I may just recultivate it so it's all even. But I will essentially, I may recultivate it because I'll run the big cultivator on it. Might as well. Although actually probably not a good idea. Yeah, we'll recultivate it possibly, and then we will seed it. I don't know what we'll put on our new field. It can no longer be used really now as our sugar beet field, because effectively it's now too big to effectively use it, because it is so big. But on that side, it is now much easier to harvest because of the shape. It's now a nice simple square. It's going to be easier to harvest, so we could theoretically do it. One of the big problems when we're using sugar beet is you ended up with like little clumps of sugar beet all over the field, because of the shape. The sort of right angle and the curve or whatever they all meant that it was hard to actually harvest the field. The combine or the sugar beet harvester or whatever had an awkward time dealing with the shape. So a nice big square, simple square actually makes life a lot easier. So anyway, so with that, we've kind of finished off, and we're essentially just finishing our field reshaping project. We've got our field 1 all reshaped. Field 2 is essentially pretty much there. We have a nice side bit to it. So with that, thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of this series, and in fact any of our other series, please subscribe to the channel. Watch out for American Outback episodes, and watch out for map reviews and Goldcrest Drag and all the other stuff we do. And we've got a few live streams. We've been playing a few different games recently. So with that, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and see you guys next time.